Good evening, friends. I'm Sunil Bhatia on behalf of Ishri Ahmedabad chapter. Uh, Today, uh, we have planned to take up a webinar on all about fans. Uh, See, uh, hello, am I audible?
Bhatia, you are very well audible. Please go ahead.
Okay, great. Today, we have uh, taken a webinar on all about fans. You know, air conditioning and ventilation system without air is like, life without a heart. uh, if we look at the fans, there are different type of applications for which we need different type of fans. And as the industry is evolving, there is every day there are new challenges. Every day there is a new requirement which is coming in. So this particular topic of today was selected to discuss or to give a presentation about what are the different type of fans and the basics of fans. And to do so, we had invited Mr. Abhishek Jain with us as today's speaker. Mr. Abhishek is a technical director with Airflow Private Limited, a company which is into the ventilation business, or which is into manufacturing of different type of fans since 1973. He is working as a technical director with the organization, and he takes care of uh, the designing part and the development part and the research part as far as the fans are concerned. Uh, without wasting, without taking much of time, I will invite him to please start his presentation on the basics of fans. During the presentation time, if you guys have any kind of queries, you can drop in your queries into the chat box, and we'll take up the questions at the end of the session, and we'll try to answer as many as possible. Thank you. Uh, Abhishek ji, most welcome on behalf of ISHRE Ahmedabad chapter. You can please share your presentation and you can take it from.
Thank you, Sunilji. Thank you very much. Thank you, ISHRE Ahmedabad chapter, for sharing me my knowledge on this platform for young engineers. I believe many of us are aspiring engineering. I mean, we are doing engineering. So you can reply in chat box also. I have keep one problem also for you. As you all know, me being Abhishek, I work for a company who is into manufacturing of fans. I started my career with a. Is I am audible?
Yes, you are pretty much audible.
Thank you. Is my screen is clear?
Yes, screen is clear, sir.
Thank you. I started my career with a CFM calculation and the validation of the fans initially. And one of the book I have gone through in a ISHRE journal, there were 6 different chapters for this fan engineering fundamentals. Now it is available in less than $2. So I must recommend all of the engineers and industry professionals. They can easily afford this book. It's there in within $2 and available from the ISHRE website also. This book has taught me a lot about the fans and fan engineering. So the learning objective throughout the webinar will be what are the components of airflow. One of the problem which is available within this book, I try to solve it here. So you people keep ready with your calculator. We will understand fan curves, fan and system relationship, system performance curve, fan rating, water surge and stalls, and thereafter we will take question. And if you have any specific question, you can place it on the chat box. We will try to keep this session interactive. So what is there? Term use abbreviation, air or other gases, a mixture of gases, and term commonly used to denote any gaseous medium measured, move or controlled, and that may include or liquid particles. It also has spiritual values. In India, we named it as Vayu, whereas in Japan, it is as fusion. So what are air system components? In HVAC, the air system components are like, there is one system inlet, distribution system, which are ducts, elbows. We have a fan placed in between. We have a control devices like volume control dampers. We have conditioning device which will filter our air and keep the temperature low or high to the delivered area. There are three types of ventilation as we have all gone through. This one is forced ventilation, another induced ventilation, and the balanced ventilation. We have a system outlet like grill diffusers which finally feed air into our conditioned room. Air plus fan, a system and application area. Fan, as per AMCA specifications, the fan is a device uses power driven rotating impeller or impellers to move air. The internal energy increase imparted by a fan to a air is limited to 25 kilojoule per kg. This limit is approximately equivalent to pressure of 30 kilopascal. Ducting system, ducts are low pressure pipe system that installed in between fan to application area for desired circulation of air, may include air control dampers, cooling coils, heating coils, filters, diffusers, sound attenuators. Application area, our industry application area is like residential, pharmaceutical, office rooms, car parking, fire exhaust. What are the components of air? Airflow. One is velocity of air. Another the cross-section area at measured velocity point. As we all know, volume flow is equals to area into length. And here we have a velocity which is covering our length. So volume flow in airflow is, we will denote it as Q, area into velocity. Static pressure, exerted pressure by air on the surface at rest. Velocity pressure, pressure corresponding to velocity. And its formula is half into density of air multiplied by the velocity square. And total pressure, which is equals to static pressure plus velocity pressure. And we have another one hidden thing, which are losses. So losses, the sum of the static pressure losses due to friction, shock dissipation or velocity pressure differences between the entry and discharge opening of an air system. The system pressure losses are total pressure losses. So why we need to calculate the area? So first of all, let us make a clarification on the calculation of area. If we are measuring our velocity in a rectangular cross section, then width into height is our area. And if we are measuring through a circular cross section, then pi by 4 diameter square is our area. Generally units is square meter or square feet. Throughout the presentation, I will try to keep SI units because I am convenient in that. So how velocity of air will be measured? It is measured through anemometer, one of the photograph I have shown here, or flow through a cross section area. And once we know the cross section, the theoretical formula is average air velocity equals to air quantity divided by the cross section area. Its HVAC unit is feet per minute or meter per second. We generally use in industry. So how we calculate air quantity, as I described you earlier, air quantity equals to average air velocity multiplied by an area. It comes in three different units. One is CFM, cubic feet per minute, which is equals to feet per minute into square feet area, in the cross section area we are measuring. If we have meter per second, then we have to multiply by the square meter area and multiply by the factor of 3600. Do we all know why 3600? Because 1 hour equals to 3600 seconds. CMS, cubic meter per second. 1 CFM is equals to 1.7 CMH and 1 CMS equals to 3600 CMH. So what is static pressure? Static pressure, whenever there is a flow pressure, and the resistance to flow or equal in all directions, can be positive or negative, independent of air velocity, measured by a pressure tap perpendicular to the airflow. Here in the image you can see, for measuring of a static pressure in a piston arrangement, if we are not exerting any pressure on our piston, so the pressure in the manometer is 0. And if we exert some pressure, there will be a positive chamber, which is being reflected in our manometer, and if we pull back our piston, there will be negative pressure, and which can be visualized in our manometer again. So this is static pressure. Velocity pressure, as by formula, will always be positive. Velocity pressure equals to 0.5 into density of air into fan outlet velocity meter per second square, and the resultant value is in Pascal. Can anyone suggest why velocity pressure will always be positive? I'm waiting for you all. So as we all know, square of any negative number will be positive. Oh, we had a good response because it's in direction of flow. As we all know, the square of any negative number is positive. So in a velocity pressure, by formula, it is square of our velocity. So it will be positive always. Total pressure equals to static pressure plus velocity pressure by formula. In this arrangement, we can see there is a fan in between a system. There is some system resistance from the suction side. There is some system resistance at the discharge side. So total pressure equals to static pressure and velocity pressure. PT equals to PS plus PV. PT1 we have considered is at inlet, which will be minus because vacuum at this side, minus PS1, plus PV because of velocity pressure will be positive, and PT2 at the fan will plus PS2 plus PV. Its unit is inch in water gauge, which is equals to 25 mm water gauge, and 9.81 Pascal equals to 1 mm of water gauge. I keep one problem for you. If you have calculator and notebook, there is one problem. Let us put some value into the system as shown in figure 2. Assume that we have a duct of diameter 500 mm. For whole duct length, average velocity within the duct is 9.9 meter per second. Duct contains system element like filters, coil dampers, diffusers, etc. PS1, the pressure at the point 1 static pressure is minus 16 mm, and the PS2 pressure at the supply side, it is plus 8 mm, and the density of air we are keeping is 1.2 kg per meter cube. Now what we have to solve in this, what is the airflow, what will be the PV1 value, PV2 value, PT1 value, PT2 value, fan total pressure, fan velocity pressure, and fan static pressure. As we are running short of time, or maybe I don't know how long will it take, so we keep
fine, Abhishek bhai, fine.
We will keep 3 minutes for this. You can solve and put your answer in a chat box. Hope you all are solving and you know how to calculate area of a circular 500 diameter. 1.94 cms. Great. So shall we move forward? So our duct area is 0.196 square meter. Great, Nirav, you got the right answer. That is 1.944 cms, which is equals to 7000 cmh, and which will be equals to 4130 cfm. Velocity pressure from formula we can evaluate. It comes out to be 58.8 Pascal, which is 6 mm water gauge. PT1, because we have a 6 mm, so minus 16 plus 6, we got a minus 10 mm total pressure at terminal 1. At terminal 2, we'll got 8 plus 6, which comes out to be 14 mm. Total static pressure generated by the fan will be 18 mm. And total pressure generated by the fan will be 24 mm, because 18 plus 6 will be 24 mm. So again, in components of airflow, what is fan efficiency? So efficiency of anything is output divided by the input. The ratio of useful energy provided by the dynamic application of the energy supplied to the system at a specific point of operation. Total efficiency of a fan is CMS in SI unit. It is CMS multiplied by the total pressure divided by the power consumption by the fan in watts. Or power consumption by the fan equals to CMS into total pressure divided by the fan total efficiency. So I have created one of the system in which both fans are flowing a 10 cubic meter per second at a static pressure of 400 Pascal, which is our system pressure drop. But velocity pressure in case 1 is 135 Pascal generated by the fan outlet, and in another case is 62 Pascal. So the total pressure is 535 and 462 in different case. Keeping the efficiency of both fan at 70%, but there will be a drastic change in power consumption. The one fan having a high velocity pressure or high velocity is consuming a power of 7642, and the power consumption at low velocity pressure fan at a velocity of 10.2 meters second is 6600, because the duct area we have calculated is 816 by 816 for the higher velocity pressure fan, and the duct area for the lower velocity pressure fan is 990. There is one terminology beside fan in ducting. We can set up a static pressure regain. As we all know that velocity pressure is half the density into velocity square. So in a system where velocity, initially duct having a velocity or a fan is delivering at 15.3 meter per second, by doing a transition velocity at by increasing the area, cross section area of a duct, the velocity I have reduced to 7 meter per second, keeping an area of 0.5 and 1.1 at another end. So we can see that we have reduced our velocity pressure from 140 Pascal to 29 Pascal. Static pressure regain by static pressure regain, initially it was 100 Pascal and we regained at 211 Pascal. So the total pressure of the system will remain same at 240 Pascal to 240 Pascal. So by expanding area by 2.2 times, we have gained additional static pressure of 111 Pascal, which is equivalent to 12 mm water gauge, which will reduce our overall system power consumption significantly. Conclusion so far, every flow has some velocity. Do we all agree with this? We cannot keep velocity 0 because we need some flow. You can respond in chat box. Do we all agree with this? Every flow has some velocity. Our flow has to flow through some cross section area, because we cannot imagine an infinite area will deliver a flow. So there has to be some cross section area where we are measuring our velocity, and multiply our velocity multiplied by that cross section area will give us a quantity of flow we are flowing through. Velocity means velocity pressure. High velocity means high velocity pressure, and high velocity pressure means high power consumption. To overcome duct distance at a system element, flow requires static pressure. To overcome duct distance and different system elements like filter, cooling coils, heating coils, bends, elbows, volume control dampers, terminals, flow requires some static pressure. Fan consume power to deliver air, that we all have to believe. So now here is the second part of the presentation. What is fan performance curve? Let us understand fans. Fan performance curve is a graphic presentation of the performance of a fan, where one or more following characteristics may be plotted against a volume airflow. At x-axis, we have kept airflow, and at y-axis, we have kept airflow. At y-axis, it is static pressure and total pressure. This blue curve represents our total pressure. This pink curve represents our power consumption. Green, fan static efficiency versus fan total efficiency. At a constant density and at constant fan rotational speed. So how we evaluate our fan performance curve? We have created a system or a testing rig where we installed our fan, and at point 1 we kept complete closed shut off point. So fan, there will be no flow, but a static pressure will be there. And at second point we open our damper. Some restriction was there. We have some flow and we measured that flow with a static pressure. We plot second point. Thereafter third point at less restriction. Fourth point at fully open. And the fifth point, which is interpolated or through additional fan, it can be evaluated because the fan is mounted on some system which is also having some resistance. So this point is evaluated, or auxiliary fan being used to generate this point at free flow. Hope you all have understand what is fan performance curve, because this is very critical thing in the selection of fan, in the good installation of a system, which helps in good installation of a system. Characteristics of a ventilating system. If we go into characteristics of a ventilating system, because of the nature of the duct system and high velocities, the flow in ventilating system is characterized by turbulent, and the pressure drop across the system element or a straight length of a duct is proportional to the velocity pressure. Pressure losses in a duct are proportional to the velocity pressure. So delta P is directly proportional to PV, which we kept equals to K equals to PV. And as we all now have learned, the formula of PV, velocity pressure, is 0.5 times the density into velocity square. So our requirement of a system pressure is directly proportional to the square of velocity we are feeding in it. From this curve, you can evaluate that if a fan at 2000 air quantity and at 20 static pressure, if we increase our flow in the same system, if we increase our flow in the same system from 2000, if we double our flow, then our pressure requirement within that system will be 4 times of that. And this fan characteristics of a system is represented as system curve. So here we can see an example of 3 different of a system. This is 100% of a desired flow at 100% of a pressure. But instead of 100%, if we are feeding 50%, If we are feeding only 50%, then our pressure requirement reduced to 1/4 times. And if we increase, then our static pressure required by 20%, then our static pressure requirement will goes up by 144 times. And if we have a different system, rather than, suppose if we have installed a fan or we ordered a fan to a manufacturer considering a system A, but our installed condition have changed and static pressure requirement changed, or maybe additional static pressure is required, then our fan will behave like a system B. और अगर installed condition में pressure drop कम रहता है तो fan will behave like a system C, has less system losses, which means addition. So we can understand interaction system of a fan curve is a fan characteristics composed. Point 1 is our desired point, and as the actual system, our system install identical to our calculation, then the fan will deliver the performance 100% as desired. But instead of that, if there is additional pressure, it means system B means we ordered a fan considering system A, but our installed system is having additional load requirement, then the system will shift in itself to point 2 and there will be lesser amount of air we will get delivered through fan. Or instead of system B, if our installed system is like system C, which is having lesser requirement of a pressure, so fan will give additional quantity of air as desired. These are fan laws, which is also same as the pump laws, and affinity laws we also call them, where flow, when we change our RPM, so I am only discussing a fan law keeping change in RPM only. So when we change our RPM, our flow is directly proportional to that. But our pressure requirement, when we change our flow, our pressure delivery by the fan will be proportional to the square of that. And hence our power consumption will be cubical of the change in RPM ratio. Sorry, I have kept some animation, but fan law is the effect of change of RPM. So when, as we understand from the fan law, when we change our RPM from 1 to 1.1 times, our power consumption will change to 33, additional 33% of our power consumption is required. Same is the case with density. If we have a fan installed at higher altitude or a fan at higher temperature, then power consumption required is less. And in colder area, the power consumption, or in cold rooms or in refrigerating rooms, the power consumption will be high because of higher density of air. So recall fan laws again. So what are the types of fan, different types of fans used in HVAC industries are axial flow fans, centrifugal fans, axial centrifugal fans, which is plug fan, which are plug fan. Some roof ventilator fans are there, new technology of cross flow ventilators we found in our air curtains. Vortex or regenerative fans are also there. Some performance, comparison and characteristics of a fan. These performance characteristics I am discussing here are available on Google, but I recommend all the user, although these comparisons are indicative purpose only, because nowadays designer and manufacturers are designing new concepts of a fan, high efficient fan. So don't rely on these parameters only and don't make your thumb rule on the basis of this. It would be better if you ask a manufacturer whether he can provide you a solution for this kind of an installation or not. As axial flow fan generate less pressure up to 40 mm water gauge, it occupies less space, but it is noisy and it is economical too. As in comparison to centrifugal fan, it delivers the desired pressure because we can modulate its RPM It occupies a big space and less noisy, but it is costly. Plug fans deliver desired pressure, occupies somewhat middle size space as compared to axial fans and a centrifugal fan. They are less noisy, but they are costly too. So let us understand what are axial fans and vane axial fans. Axial flow fan operate on a principle of deflection of air flow by the fan blade. The pressure produced simply by the lift or rotating the blade as air moves over it. These can be fire rated. Guide vanes helps to boost static pressure and or efficiency of a fan. Performance depend on the manufacturer design. It occupies less space and it is economical. They are economical. These are backward curve fan as its name suggests itself, but these are centrifugal fan. The difference between an axial fan and a centrifugal fan, in an axial fan the airflow direction is across the axis of the fan, while in centrifugal fan the centrifugal action of air being used, suction side of a fan inlet is from this and the discharge side is like this. So why backward? Because of the rotation of the RPM of the fan, these fan blades are inclined towards the left side of the impeller. Impeller blades are inclined away from the direction of the rotation. As a result, tip speed of air leaving the impeller is less than the wheel peripheral speed and the resultant volume is much lower than the forward curve. Delivers high pressure at good efficiency. Costlier than forward curve and axial fan. They run at high speed RPM, generate higher noise than forward curve. Also known as limit load kind of a fan for special characteristics for consuming power within the limits of constant RPM. And this is the design criteria for the forward curve. As the name implies, the fan blades of forward curve impeller blades are inclined forward in direction of rotation. They delivers low pressure than backward curve, costlier than axial fans as they run low speed, generate lower noise than the backward curve fan. As they run lower speed as in comparison to backward curve for the same air quantity at the same static pressure, forward curve runs at the requires lower RPM, while the backward curve requires a higher RPM. Have variable power consumption at the same RPM. Evaluation of a pressure should be within the range. This is very critical point while selecting a forward curve fan, that we should not over design our static pressure while using a forward curve fan, because these fans are not limit load type. That I will explain you in next slide. Like tubular centrifugal, the fan are also use backward centrifugal impeller but without casing. As we can see, this plug fan or a plenum fan can directly install on a plenum where they can pressurize a plenum chamber and discharge can be taken from any side. Initially, there was a myth that plug fans are not efficient, but some manufacturers are having AMCA certified performance up to FEG 80. As directly driven, they does not have any drive losses, occupies less space than centrifugal forward curve or backward curve fan. Plug fans are being used in hot air ovens also. Popular as an alternative to backward curve in pharmaceutical HVAC application. So these are the various fan performance curve. And throughout my presentation, if you see the pink images, it is from the ISHRE book for fan fundamental engineering. So this is first performance is of a backward curve where you can see the fan shaft power at a constant RPM. After a certain limit, this power consumption is remain constant. So that is why this fan we named as limit load fan also. While in forward curve, as the flow will increase whenever the static pressure requirement is lower lows down in our system, the power consumption drastically increase. So there will be a variation from the initial point of fan curve in power consumption from 5 times variation. Suppose if we install a motor of 3.7 kilowatt in a backward curve selection for same RPM, for forward curve, if there is low pressure drop, the fan start consuming a power of let's say 7.5 kilowatt which will let down our motor to burn up. While in axial flow fan there is variation, but it is not as huge as forward curve fan. And as we all know, propeller fan, it's a normally smaller capacity of airflow. Punch. Fire rated fans. What are fire rated fans? So ascertain in our HVAC industry, if we been to basements of shopping malls, commercial offices, we find a fire rated fans over there, which are installed with an idea to ascertain a building occupant in case of a fire. This smoke and heat extract fan system help to continuous smoke extraction at least 300 degree 2 hour or 250 degree 2 hours. They keep the escape and access route free from smoke, facilitate firefighting operation and creating a smoke-free layer, delay or prevent the flashover point, thus full development of a fire, reduce thermal effect on structural components, and reduce damage caused by the thermal decomposition of a product. As in our, I don't know at present, but when I did my engineering, joined my engineering in 1999, there is one experiment in chemistry laboratory to find a flashover point and a fire point for a engine oil. So thereafter I got to learn that there is one point when we heat our oil, after that temperature, oil will catch a fire. So this happen in buildings too. Whenever the flashover point अगर इतना ज्यादा हो जाता है जो हमारे फ्लैश ओवर पॉइंट को ओवरकम कर जाता है, तो बिल्डिंग अपने आप ही आग पकड़ने लगती है और आग फैलने लगती है, जिसको शायद हम आजकल पेंडेमिक के हिसाब से कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड भी कह सकते हैं. So what are AMCA certified fans? In our industry we use AMCA certified fan. AMCA is one of the certifying agency of manufacturer. The performance seal provided by the AMCA on a fan ascertain that the performance marked by the manufacturer is tested in their laboratory. When specifying a product, fan makes sure the product is licensed to bear AMCA International Certified Rating Seal for performance. So what are the design and standards for the fan in HVAC in India? There are National Building Code provides a guideline to a designer for the usage of fan at different applications like car parks, fire exhaust, kitchen ventilation. Air performance, AMCA 210 provide a air quantity, pressure, power consumption and efficiency of a fan to their certified range of product listed on amca.org. Sound performance curve performance as per AMCA 300 provides the air quantity and the noise generated. AMCA 205 provides the fan efficiency FEG grade. CE fire rating by BSEN 12101 based on a standard BSEN 12101 for the high temperature. UL rating is also there for fire rating under product category code ZAXH. Power ventilator for smoke control system at ul.com. Static and dynamic balancing as per grade G6.3. G2.5. Shall I continue or take a break here because fans I have already discussed. So there is one system effect also within the fan. System effects is installed duct configuration does not match with the tested duct configuration. So system effect based on the installation of fan did with their ducting. So it may decrease the airflow, may cause excess noise, may require more energy. If we install our fan in a wrong way, may cause excess vibration and lead to breakage of a fan impeller. And airflow deficiency will be there. I will not take much into detail. कहीं ज़्यादा नहीं हो जाए आज के लिए. Why system effect factor influence the performance of the fan? As per figure 8.1, we can see the engineers have verified that 100% duct effective length is the length after which the flow leaving the fan is fully developed. Otherwise, in the initial stages, the flow is not fully developed. And if we give immediate bend within this region, the performance of the fan will drastically change, and same is applicable on the inlet of the fan also. Centrifugal fan in an AMCA standard, we'll get a study how it will affect our performance of the fan and how much extra static pressure we need to calculate by providing a extra bend in a system. It also mentioned in a SISW or DIDW fan, if we give a bend of top discharge like position A, B, position C, position D, how the fan will perform. There are certain performance criteria curve marked from A to N, T type of installation. Other system effects, if we place immediately damper to the fan mouthpiece, if we place a louver on a fan mouthpiece, if we give an immediate additional branch, suction side, you can, if you can make available AMCA 201, there you will get a fan and systems, how system effect will affect. Need of system effect, avoid poor fan system configuration, allow enough space in building design to allow for appropriate fan connection to the system. When optimum condition cannot be met, use a system effect factor to estimate losses during the system design. If we keep additional losses within our system design, then our fan will perform smoothly. Some installation example, as we can see here, fan is having bend like this, and the immediately bend is mounted on a position C, so it have a drastic pressure drop. This is one of the fan which is beautifully installed by the installer, but if I can see in this installation, because of system effect, first of all, fan is moving clockwise from this side, but the immediate bend is anti-clockwise. So this position 1 is adding a pressure drop, and this position 2, because it being instead of elbow, it is rectangular bend, 90-degree bend, and bend C and bend 4. These all 4 bends are making an additional pressure drop in a system. So what I got to know from this image, however, the fan is installed in a very good aesthetic look. Position C, if we can change the orientation in a fan before installation, it will save over 100 Pascal pressure drop. And if we keep the extra length of effective duct length, then it will save over 30 Pascal. So what will we do? If we don't get our performance, we will try to run fan on higher RPM, because of which impeller may got damaged, or the additional vibration and the backfire of air through a tease and all these things will damage our impeller.
Abhishek, we will.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say that we can if we are continuing, then please keep it within next 5 minutes, so that by 6 o'clock we are able to take some questions, and then
Okay. Now it's almost done. There is one fan surge. Fan surge, we can understand when the performance is noted, there will be a peak performance, and after that there will be a dip. So fan itself is very uncertain during our operation or very unstable. So we don't select the fan or our system curve should not lie in this fan surge area, so that we can get a best performance from a fan. When we join a fan in series, our static pressure will be double of the same capacity of a fan, two identical fans when we place in a series. And when we keep fans in parallel, our flow will add and the static pressure will same. But we need to understand the unstable area will also get double itself. So conclusion, by understanding the system effect, we can design a system with actual requirement of a static pressure. It is not possible to install as per the effective depth length. Consider the system effect, appropriate sizing of the duct to save a power consumption. Right selection of a fan, we can save electricity recurring cost. So these are the reference. I refer AMCA 99, AMCA 200, AMCA 201, all these standards. I refer fan engineering, data available from AMCA by Mark Steven, and the fan engineering fundamental book by Ishre. Sushil K. Chaudhary is one of the manufacturer and a good engineer practicing on the fan. So some manufacturers have testing facilities for the fan. Here's a glimpse of one of the manufacturers. Thank you, and you are welcome for the questions.
Sir, one basic question. How do we decide which type of fans to be selected for which application?
So the question is very basic.
Yes, absolute basic for students understanding, basically.
First of all, I would recommend first calculate your air quantity, what you require, static pressure, what you require, and the application area, whether it is heating, cooling, or some specific requirement. And then go to manufacturer, he will give you a good solution. But if we take a static pressure, in case of we are decided to use a centrifugal fan, my thumb rule generally is beyond a 65 mm water gauge static pressure, I use backward curve fan because it good efficiency. When my pressure is around 35, 40 or 30 mm water gauge, I definitely use forward curve fan. First of all, because it is economical and it gives a good efficiency. It gives a good efficiency as comparison to backward curve fan. And if your application you have a lesser space, you use an axial fan, but you bear that noise. You have to bear that noise of axial fan. One of the question is from Ibrahim. What you recommend to calculate the ESP? ESP, what I understood is estimated static pressure, professional way and more precisely. ISHRE ICP conducts some workshop to how to calculate the static pressure of the duct, and the faculty in that delivers, I think it's there, Sunil bhai, jo ICP program hota hai for calculation of the, yes, ICP design covers it. Yes, you can attend that. I have attended that workshop. It is very resourceful, and the faculty is from the industry itself, and they guide on different standards, how to use it, how to calculate on a pressure drop on elbow. I hope it is clear, Ibrahim. And I am certified ICP for static pressure calculation, though my certificate is expired now. I tried to renew it.
We have another question in Q&A section. What is the impact of increment or decrement of CFM on fan static pressure? What he means is, if we increase or decrease the CFM by means of VFD or pulley drive, would it have any impact on the fan static pressure?
Yes, certainly it would have. By VFD, what I understand, you already have a system installed. Now you cannot change any system performance curve. I mean, at particular flow, it's have a static pressure. What will happen, fans run at lesser frequencies, say 25 Hertz. for a longer time while using VFD, there will nothing happen to a fan, but motor we need to understand. First of all, we need to ascertain ourselves from the motor manufacturer whether motor can we run motor at 25 hertz frequency or not, because at lower frequency motor of a motor is also having one fan which keep ventilating the motor heat away. At a lower frequency, that fan of the motor also runs at lower speed and motor heats up widely. But nowadays motor available is of good quality in a journal, and most of the manufacturer provides a VFD compatible motor as low as I think 20 hertz or around 15 hertz. There is no issue. And in an axial fan, when fan is directly mounted on a motor which is bigger than the motor ventilation fan, so it has no effect practically. But we need to ascertain from the motor manufacturer that his motor is capable enough to work on that condition.
We have received another question from our youth chair, Mr. Venkatesh Tade. The question is for larger fan diameters. It is observed that efficiency is usually pretty low. So what can be done to increase the efficiency for larger fan diameters?
Okay, Mr. Venkatesh, my experience is totally different. Generally, because higher surface area is there in smaller fan as compared to the surface area in a bigger fan. So efficiency of a smaller fans are lower as compared to the bigger fans. However, for a larger fan diameter, I mean, how to improve efficiency of a fan, I can suggest you, we can use a vanes. We can use vanes in elbows, and we can increase our distance, effective duct length, fan installation. There might be a problem while doing the installation. We need to understand the system effect also. Then we will achieve a good efficiency from a fan. But generally, larger fans are good. I mean, more efficient as compared to smaller fan. One question is from Ibrahim. Can we improve already installed fan performance if it is not enough or wrong selection? Definitely we can do, but we need to understand our system first. At higher static pressure, say 150, which fan is more efficient, EC plug fan or DIDW fan? For this, you need to check with the fan manufacturer who is manufacturing the plug fan and who is having the DIDW fan, centrifugal fan. You can do a comparison, and through that you will get to know not only efficiency, lower power consumption, or the lower BKW fan is our ultimate aim to save a power consumption, to have a good energy fan. While EC plug fan, EC is a very new technology which is electronically communicated fan in which motor communicate. It's like a VFD, and being EC is rating somewhat around I4 or I5 motor. So for all this data, we need to evaluate from the fan manufacturer itself. What is the difference between normal fan and fire rated fan MOC? Material of construction of a fire rated fan and a normal fan, it's subject to the engineering only, but some manufacturer, I don't want to take name, but we as a manufacturer in our axial fan keep components almost same for the fire rated and normal fan. But it's the sole property of the manufacturer, so I cannot discuss on this platform. I hope I have taken most of the questions, or almost all questions has been taken.
Yes, I believe all the queries were answered with optimum satisfaction to the attendees. And I would request our past president Shri Urvi Shah sir to give a vote of thanks to the gathering, and Mr. Abhishek Jain.
Yes, Abhishek ji, thank you very much for this wonderful 360-degree session on all about HVAC. In real sense, it is all about the fans. You have covered the parameters of the parameters of static pressure, velocity pressure, types of the fans, suitability of the different types of the fans in different applications, certification agencies available, design standard, etc., and the system effect of the fan. And last but not the least, you have shared the actual photographs also. And in the end, you shared all the, you answered all the questions satisfactorily. This was the one of the most effective session that I would say I have attended. Thank you very much for that. It's a wonderful.
Thank you, Urveshi. But this is all. I'm a product of HVAC, ISHRE. I mean, once you associate with the association on a daily basis, you can re-engineer yourself. I mean, thanks to all of you, because you can make such a platform where knowledge sharing is available.
Correct. Well taken.
Thank you, sir.
I'm happy to know that you are that ICP design certified personnel. ICP is the program which is at our heart at ISHRE. That's a wonderful program. And this
my faculty was Krishnan.
Ducting is taken by the Krishnan.
My faculty for the ICP static pressure calculation was Krishnan, and that was amazing eye opener for me, because earlier I don't give importance to the standard as only things, but he stick how we should read standard and how we should calculate the precise calculation for the static pressure calculation.
Correct.
That session was amazing.
Yeah, I know. I also attended that ICP design.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ashutosh, so over to you.
Yes, sir.
So I'll leave now.
Yeah, I think we can end this session here.
Thank you, Abhishek bhai. Thank you. It's a great